continuing from the previous episode 2595. With the help of Xiao Yan and the three of them, the battle in the demon city seemed to have turned into an ordinary farce. After just a moment, countless resisting demon beasts were swept up and rectified by He Shilong and Lang, so the whole demon was swept away. The city also returned to normal, continuing its prosperous appearance. As for the monsters under the tyrant Tianjiao, all of them surrendered here, and the rest fell here completely. After all, this is a battle between forces. In the demon city, the residence of the Black Demon Dragon Wolf's mansion, inside the courtyard. During my retreat, the Serenity Sea Dragon Snake rashly went to challenge the Tianjiao tyrant, and his body and spirit were destroyed. At that time, he had already obtained this holy flame ranked 33rd, which led to overestimating his own strength. Ruined his own life, and what happened next is what the Domain Master Xiao saw. After it fell, the holy flame fell into the hands of the Tianjiao tyrant again. It just so happened that the Domain Master Xiao appeared in time, and went round and returned to your hands. In the hall, there was a soft smile on the calm face of the Heishan Longling, constantly explaining some puzzles to Xiao Yan. Who would have thought that the guy who was like a young eagle at the time has grown to a level that makes Heishan Dragon and wolves fear? But fortunately, Heisha Dragon and Xiao Yan have a good relationship, otherwise I am afraid that I would not be able to sit so quietly now down to talk. Well, that's what it is. Xiao Yan listened carefully to what Heishan Longling had to say, and then nodded, knowing the ins and outs of the recent events in the demon world, but although he felt sorry for the fall of the Nether Sea Dragon and Snake, there was no other way. That was his own destiny, and Xiao Yan couldn't tamper with it. The matter here is over. I don't know what the next step is for Lord Xiao Yu. The Heisha Longlang's eyes moved and he asked. In the hall, the heavenly evil blood tiger sat quietly on a chair, his eyes slowly lingering on Xiao Yan and Kalin. He also fully understood that since he couldn't become the spirit of the suppressing demon sword, his task now is to protect these two guys. Find a place for me to retreat first. The medicinal pills Kalin needs must be refined as soon as possible. After that, we will go to the center of the demon world to completely solve the matter of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python. By the way, I still have some things here. It's useless to keep them, even if they are given to you. After nodding, Xiao Yan took the silver-pointed blood halberd from Tianjiao Shuehu and directly handed it to Heisha Longling. It has to be said that since Tianjiao Shuehu decided to follow Xiao Yan, the greed for the divine artifact Holy Flame disappeared without a trace, and he knew his situation. Although divine tools and holy flames are extremely tempting, they are not worth mentioning when compared to the Eighth Order or even more distant powers. However, seeing Xiao Yan's casual behavior, his eyelids couldn't help beating violently. A tyrant can be given away so easily. What kind of audacity does this require? No, Mr. Xiao Yan, the power and value of this tyrannical weapon is too huge. Even if I go bankrupt, I can't take out items of the same rank. I can't accept it. Lord Kalin definitely needs it more than I do, so you can't be ** me. Seeing how easily Xiao Yan gave him the 10th tyrannical weapon, although Heishan Longling was overjoyed in his heart, he still refused. Xiao Yan's handwriting can be said to be very domineering. The demon world tyrant will send it as soon as you say it. However, he knew that Kalin besides Xiao Yan had the bloodline of a monster in her body, and she definitely needed a powerful weapon more than herself. Xiao Yan had already helped them solve the crisis, but he didn't have time to repay. How could he be embarrassed to accept the bully? Although this thing is powerful, I don't need it. Kalin nodded, seemingly aware of Xiao Yan's intentions, and he had plans to win over and shape the Black Devil Dragon Wolf to become the new king of the demon world. Therefore, the demon-suppressing sword on the slender jade hand released a little bit of power, and suddenly the entire hall was filled with demonic energy, which was extremely evil. Wait, this is actually a tyrannical weapon? Immediately, there was a ferocious trembling on the calm face of the Black Devil Dragon Wolf, as if he could smell a terrifying coercion that shook the soul from this seemingly ordinary sword. The body of the sword is mysterious, and it also contains endless mystery. This is the 4th-ranked weapon in the transmission of the demon world, the demon suppression sword? At this moment, the Heishan Longling only felt dizzy in his head. In the past, the divine dragon in the demon world had seen its tail but not its head, but today there are actually two? Since the senior demon emperor has joined the center of the demon world, the land of the demon world still needs a new king as its commander. This is an ancient dragon origin blood crystal, which contains a lot of the power and blood of the real dragon family. With this tyrant, it should be enough to stabilize your position in the demon world. The Second World War has begun, and we still need your help with the alliance. Xiao Yan did not hesitate, and directly expressed his intentions. However, this dragon origin blood crystal is also the last piece in Xiao Yan's hands. Now that he continues to blacken the dragon and wolf, the purpose and intention are naturally very clear. Okay. Seeing Xiao Yan's generosity, the Heisha Longling gave a small smile, but he didn't show any coyness, but directly accepted the tyrant and crystal, because he was also guided by the demon emperor and had to unify the entire demon world. Although his strength is only at the 4th level of reincarnation, he still has the power left by the demon emperor in his hands and has not completely refined and absorbed it. With Xiao Yan's giving, his strength can reach the 5th or even 6th level in the near future. At that time, except for the giant monsters in the 100,000 Dajong region, the entire monster world region will be surrendered to their own hands. Okay, things are ready, I'm going to retreat. You pay attention, this tyrant is mysterious and unpredictable. Don't make decisions on your own when I'm not here. Xiao Yan instructed Kalen with a solemn expression, obviously still a little worried. Yep, at this moment, Kalen was very docile, and her cold face was slightly hot, and in the icy blood, there was a warm current. Even the 10-colored snake spirit that had been standing on its shoulders, Snake Xinzi slightly huff and puff, seemed to be watching Xiao Yan and Kai Lin. Lord Kalen, this is left by the demon emperor, and he specially asked me to hand it over to Lord Xiao. Retreat is imminent, I hope. Watching Xiao Yan disappear, the black evil dragon wolf sent out a green scroll from the holding ring in his hand and gently suspended in this world. At that time, an ancient and domineering aura emerged, which was daunting. I know, Kai Lin nodded, then stopped in the hall with the heavenly evil blood tiger, waiting for Xiao Yan to wake up. After Xiao Yan entered the secret room, he started to prepare the medicinal pills. Although the medicinal pills of the 8th rank were cumbersome, for Xiao Yan, 5 days before and after were enough. However, Xiao Yan did not have any trace of swallowing the 2 holy flames he had just obtained. Instead, he used the most sacred and pure source of holy flames to temporarily suppress and seal them, ready to use them for other purposes. The characteristics of the 2 holy flames seem to be specially created for Mu Yingying and Kalen, 1 fire per person. Isn't it beautiful? Please remember this book's first domain name. Mobile version reading website. Continuing from the previous episode 2596. 5 days have come quietly. Boom! When the morning sun rose on the 6th day, the scorching flames gushed out directly from the secret room of the demon city. The creatures were trembling and fearful. The peak of the 8th rank heaven level, the soul-melting pill of recovery. In the hall, there was a faint smile on Xiao Yan's cheeks, and on the palm of his hand, the dragon's eye-sized demon pill was lying quietly in the exquisite jade bottle. However, there are still a lot of beautiful patterns on it. They are pill patterns. Obviously, with Xiao Yan's medicine refining skills and holy flames, this pill has been pushed to the extreme. Yep, seeing Xiao Yan reach out and hand over the medicinal pill, Kalen's heart was touched for a while, and she hurriedly stretched out her small hand to pocket it. After the jade bottle containing the medicinal herbs was taken over by him, the 10-colored snake spirit on his shoulders suddenly burst out with joy, very happy. The elixir has been successfully refined, and the next step is to go to the center of the demon world, enter the land of the 10-color swallowing python, and completely solve the hidden dangers in the body. Next, let's go to the center of the demon world. After doing all this, Xiao Yan couldn't help narrowing his eyes, and an invisible domineering air permeated out. The world is divided into 7 realms, and the human world is the well-deserved first realm. However, the demon realm can become an existence that is enough to compete with the human realm. Whether it is the 100,000 realm or the center of the demon realm, I am afraid that there are some people who are mind-blowing. A terrifying existence in a trance. This is the message left by Lord Demon Emperor. Kalen nodded, and then took out the message scroll that the Heisha Dragon Wolf had given him. When you read this letter, it proves that you have come to the demon world and found the Dragon Wolf. Before, I knew that the power of 10 colors on the girl beside you had already paved the way for you to be in the center of the demon world. But the world master at the center of the demon world is a little weird. He seems to have been coveting the power of 10 colors. He wants to see you. As for the king of all beasts, he is still in a deep sleep. When he wakes up, his strength and prestige should reach an astonishing level. Also, be careful of the kingdom of angels, the demon world and the regional world. The enemies and enemies of these three places are unknown. According to the information I secretly investigated, these three forces seem to be related to the powerhouses who encircled and suppressed your Shao clan. Maybe I miscalculated, but it must not be taken lightly. Tear up this volume, it will take you to the center of the demon world. In the news scroll, the majestic and high-pitched voice of the demon emperor slowly emerged. Quote. The heavenly evil blood tiger on the side shrank slightly when he heard the demon emperor's words. This guy's identity is not simple. He is actually a descendant of the Shao family. No wonder he can involve so many peak forces. The kingdom of angels. Is there any hidden danger left by the teaching extension on the Do Emperor continent? The geographical boundary is temporarily unknown. In the case of the demon world, it should be the demon god palace that stands side by side with the poison god palace. Xiao Yan knew that the demon emperor would never remind himself without any reason, so he kept these three forces in his heart. All the forces and powerhouses who have participated in the siege and suppression of the Shao clan must pay a heavy price with blood. Go! After everything was ready, Xiao Yan's arm wrapped around the flame slowly rose and tore it apart gently. Tear! When the sound of the tearing of the news scroll emerged, a mysterious green space channel all around appeared quietly at the feet of the three of them. The entire green space channel is filled with countless ghostly beasts, but after careful sensing, there are no two mysterious fluctuations. Hoo! The three looked at each other, stepped directly into it, and swept toward the center of the demon world. The area of the demon world is huge, and it is the place where countless spiritual monsters yearn for and ascend. The center of the demon world belongs to the most powerful place in the demon world. The monsters and creatures who can step into this place need at least the strength of reincarnation, and they also need special opportunities to directly ascend into the center of the demon world from other realms. The holy place for cultivation that Senren dreamed of. The world master, that guy, he has already started. In an empty space, in the empty hall, a violent aura emerged. There was nothing in the hall, except for a silver stone seat. There seemed to be a middle-aged man on the stone seat. Understood. Let's go down. This place will be under my control. The vicious man above the stone seat opened his mouth, and the whole world suddenly became quiet. The realm master. The identities of these two are not simple, but they are the people who are named and looked after by the deputy realm master. I hope. A trembling voice emerged at one time. Yan Xianhe, these things are within the responsibility of this seat, and you don't need to worry about it. A faint anger emerged, and Yan Xianhe's voice disappeared completely just now. The descendants of Xiao Yu, the descendants of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python. Although I have the protection of that madman from the demon emperor, but if you want to step into the corpse of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python, you have to ask me first. After all, I am the strongest person in the center of the demon world today. The faint voice fell, and the figure of this guy gradually became illusory and disappeared. This guy's strength is probably a lot stronger than that of the Demon Emperor's 7th reincarnation rank. If it wasn't for his fear of the Demon Emperor's immortality and the power of the divine path, no matter what he said, the world master in the center of the demon world would not have given Xiao Yan the place where the corpse of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python would be given to him. 10-color swallowing python, as long as one can step into it, it is enough to break through the current shackles and enter the 8th reincarnation level. It is only a matter of course. Even the legendary, the supreme realm of the 9th reincarnation level, is also unexplored. Not possible. Boom! Under the leadership of the space tunnel, Xiao Yan and the three of them, after spinning around the world, suddenly came to a gray and strange land. The space here is so stable that even the center of the ghost world or even the center of the fairy world cannot compare with it. But the strange thing is that the illusory world here slowly presents a sense of illusoriness, as if everything here is false and no longer exists at all. Even in this huge void, there is no trace of the energy of heaven and earth. No matter how you look, how do you feel, this space is really sparse and ordinary. How could this area be the center of the demon world? This is the center of the demon world? At this moment, the face of the heavenly evil blood tiger was filled with a frenzy of ecstasy. With its quasi-7th level reincarnation strength, it is still impossible to find the entrance to the center of the demon world. From this, it is enough to see the mystery of the center of the demon world. This is indeed the center of the demon world. At this moment, Kai Lin's beautiful eyes looked around, feeling the snake-letter child who was constantly swallowing the 10-color snake spirit above her shoulders, and she was instantly determined. It seems that the snake spirit is slowly releasing a feeling of joy. Coming here, it's as happy as its home, excited. Moreover, the power of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python that has been quiet in the body is also slowly exuding a touch of incomparably hot fluctuations. Please remember this book's first domain name. Mobile version reading website. Continuing from the previous episode 2597. The space here is so weird. The void in front of him was changing, sometimes illusory, and sometimes weird, but it made Xiao Yan feel uneasy, as if he was in the belly of some giant creature. In the void in front of him, scenes of mountain peaks, bamboo forests, islands and other scenery are constantly changing and mysterious in front of him, and they also contain endless mystery. In this regard, Xiao Yan and the three of them have been quietly standing on the spot, squinting their eyes and watching everything around them. They will not act rashly until they have figured out the specific situation. This is indeed the center of the demon world, but I don't know much about it. There was a seriousness on Tianjiao's face, obviously from the changing and passing pictures in front of him. There were many terrifying existences that could threaten his life. Although this void does not have any energy from heaven and earth, there is a very incomprehensible force that is interfering with my perception, and it seems to be deliberately blocking our progress. Xiao Yan shook his head, not rushing forward. This world is too weird, you have to be careful. And judging from the news left by the Demon Emperor, the position of this guy in the center of the demon world is unclear, and he must take every step of the way. Go! Kai Lin's expression became calm, and under the leadership of the snake spirit above her shoulders, she stepped directly into the void in front of her. Obviously, the closer it is to the hometown of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python, the memory and power of the snake spirit are also getting stronger. Bang! Kaylin's body had just stepped into the void, and the ever-changing void in front of her was easily shocked by the snake spirit, but it became calm, and disappeared after just a moment. What caught my eye was an endless calm lake. The lake was shimmering with sparkling waves, but upon scanning it carefully, it was not difficult to find that around the lake were lined with magnificent palaces that were somewhat illusory. Among those palaces, it seems that each of them has some kind of ancient, powerful aura, which is daunting. Where's the temple of the master of the center of the demon world? Looking at the nearly 10 mysterious temples in front of him, Xiao Yan only felt a shock in his heart. No matter how he motivated his soul power, he could not detect any of the temples at this time. It seems that these temples in front of them seem to be illusory and no longer exist, but they are real after watching. The truth and the fake made Xiao Yan's perception confused. The core of the lake? At this time, Kaylin Meimei stared at the gray palace in the depths of the lake that was haunted by demonic energy, and seemed to smell a subtle fluctuation from it. Go! Just after finishing speaking, the three of them moved on the lake and swept towards the temple deep in the lake. While moving, they actually saw a strange picture from above the clear and transparent lake surface. In the picture, there is a strange mountain peak, one of which is a large round platform of dozens of feet, and a huge rock stands in it. On the top of the round platform, there is a hole about the size of a fist. The hole vaguely forms a mysterious hexagon. The dark aura is constantly pouring out of it, but there is no trace of overflowing, and it constantly surrounds the boulder. His eyes narrowed slightly, but this boulder began to emit a strange light, like an ancient prohibition. On top of the boulder, in addition to the black energy that doesn't know what to do with it, you can vaguely see the patterns of 9 monsters flickering in it. There is no shortage of dragons, tigers, wolves and other 3 recognized monsters in the monster world. They have contemptuous expressions and extremely strange expressions, and they vaguely form some kind of connection. It seems to be guarding something, and at the same time being alert to some hostile enemies. This is the entrance to the hometown of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python? I don't know why this picture appeared on the lake, but after a while, the snake spirit on Kalen's shoulder suddenly vibrated, and a vigilant and fiery aura filled out at the same time. However, the snake eyes of the snake spirit were not looking at the lake, but raised their head and looked at the sky. Boom! With a sudden sound, the sound of fragments appeared, the lake returned to calm again, and Xiao Yan and the others also came to this temple in an instant. In front of the temple, the silver brilliance adorned it little by little, setting it off beautifully. Go! At this time, Xiao Yan did not hesitate, his speed skyrocketed, and he went directly to the main entrance of the temple. No matter what the attitude of the World Master in the center of the demon world is towards them, the hometown of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python must go. And the homeland of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python also exists in the center of the demon world. No matter what, this trip can't get around the World Master of the demon world, so it falls into an infinite loop. Peefed. The ancient portal was quietly pushed open, and a heavy, dusty aura emerged. Just this faint ray of energy, that kind of fluctuation is on a par with the evil blood tiger. This is not where you should come. Exit. Immediately, in the main entrance of the temple, a strange white halo emerged, accompanied by a magnificent sky-dang sound in the white world. The real main hall is under your feet and in your heart. With a little bit of it, a strange demon light instantly cut through the void and led Xiao Yan and the three away from the place. Nine-tailed demon fox. Before leaving, Tianjiao also suddenly realized the powerhouse inhabiting this temple. Among the 100,000 territories of the demon world, the ancestor of the nine-tailed demon fox clan. Legend has it that this guy's strength has already stood at the 5th layer reincarnation level in the First World War. After countless years, he did not fall, but stepped into the center of the demon world. Now her strength, I am afraid, is so powerful that it is astonishing. Under our feet, in our hearts. Combining with the 10-colored snake spirit and the voice in the temple just now, Xiao Yan seemed to be touched and kept muttering. The Lord of the Endless Fire Realm, Xiao Yan, comes to visit the Demon Realm Lord. Walking out of the temple, Xiao Yan didn't move at all, but stood there blankly, closed his eyes, and a slight voice resounded throughout the world. Quote. As soon as Xiao Shan finished speaking, the entire space was dead silent, and there was no sign of any response. However, when Tianjiao and Kai Lin were puzzled, the void around him began to collapse little by little. Haha, was the test of illusions resolved so easily? It seems that what the Demon Emperor said is not unreasonable. You have already been to the land of the nine-tailed clan. No wonder you were pointed out by that guy. A lazy voice suddenly sounded in this world suddenly. The void around Xiao Yan and the three of them spun strangely and twisted. A terrifying demonic energy that was enough to swallow them and drown them emerged from the collapsed void. That fluctuation is almost the strongest person Xiao Yan has ever seen in his life. It seems that there is no power that can resist the extremely domineering power, so he can only hibernate quietly and let it be slaughtered. He's going to kill us. At this time, Tianjiao was shocked, because he felt an unavoidable chilling aura from the substantive demonic energy around him. The power of the World Master in the center of the demon world has already reached the realm of Tongxuan. If he wants to obliterate the three of them, I am afraid that the three of them will try their best, and they will not escape bad luck. That is absolute suppression above strength. Even if Xiao Yan possessed holy flames and tyrannical weapons, he would never be able to make up for this huge gap like a gulf. The surrounding void was twisted and shattered, and a green demonic aura that could destroy the three of them at any time slowly overflowed and tilted towards Xiao Yan and the three of them. For a time, the whole strange void was filled with a dead silence. It seemed that under such an attack, the bodies and even the souls of Xiao Yan and the three would easily fall to the ground. All forms and spirits are destroyed, forever. Please remember this book's first domain name. Mobile version reading website. Continuing from the previous episode 2598. The strength of the World Master at the center of the demon world is indeed well deserved. Facing such a terrifying force of destruction around him, Xiao Yan closed his eyes and opened his mouth calmly. His voice was filled with a calm expression. Stinky boy, die. After you die, all troubles will be completely resolved. Seeing Xiao Yan's calm appearance, there was a sneer again between heaven and earth, a terrifying energy that contained monstrous demon power, like a fall, with the potential to destroy the sky. It shot directly at Xiao Yan. With such a move, in this twisted and broken void, the temperature suddenly became gloomy and cold, and a bit of a biting chill emerged uncontrollably in the hearts of several people. Under the ruthless power of the demon realm lord, they are like ants with no power to tie a chicken, and they have no way to resist. Tianjiao's eyes changed, obviously not knowing what Xiaoyan wanted to do, but the fear emanating from his body, blood, and even his soul made his complexion instantly pale for the first time. The World Master at the center of the demon world is the strongest in the demon world. Even if he confronts him with the strength of the quasi-7th reincarnation rank, I am afraid that he will be wiped out in the blink of an eye. Kai Lin seemed to have sensed something, and under the influence of the 10-color snake spirit, her beautiful eyes lifted up and looked up at the sky. In the sky, there is a faint light, and there seems to be a blurry figure outside it that keeps flickering. Why don't you exchange your lives for the safety of the entire Daqin world? The surrounding green demonic aura became more and more intense, and it vaguely transformed into a murderous ocean of destruction, wrapping Xiaoyan and others. The faint voice sounded like thunder from a strange place in the void. You can try. Even with your 8th tier strength, I have absolute confidence that you will be hurt. Xiaoyan slowly opened his eyes narrowed slightly, and the dark eyes were full of fiery and madness. Are you threatening me? Feeling the unruly aura in Xiaoyan's words, the voice of the demon realm world lord roared out again, carrying an invisible soul shock, swept out from the sky, and swept away towards Xiaoyan overwhelmingly. This guy's soul power is actually in the immortal ascension realm. Even more terrifying than Xiaoyan's soul power. If you're not afraid, why set up these blindfolds? Is the trial over? Xiaoyan stepped slightly in the sea of demonic energy, and let it erode without being indifferent. He raised his handsome face, looked at the faint mouth of light that was invisible to the naked eyes somewhere above the sky, and said lightly, "Such audacity! Worthy of being a descendant of Xiao Yu. Come in." Following Xiaoyan's words, the entire shattered void suddenly became quiet, countless soul powers, and the sea of demonic energy disappeared instantly. Peefed! A majestic suction force emerged, and it actually pushed out the bodies of Xiaoyan and the three of them. It seems that the space just now is the world in the belly of a certain monster. This guy is the strongest in the center of the demon world? Looking at the middle-aged man in front of him, with a toned body all over his body, an invisible demonic aura constantly appeared in the lines of his skin. That kind of aura actually made this world become depressed. The three of them changed before their eyes, and suddenly came to the top of a mountain peak. And the appearance here is exactly the same as the one I saw on the Void Lake before. On the boulder surrounded by countless black chi behind the demon realm lord, the hexagonal entrance is the entrance of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python. The demon emperor has already explained to me carefully about your trip, but the situation in the center of the demon world is very strange, and it is difficult to convince the public with my power alone. Looking at Xiaoyan and the others, the demon realm boundary master cast a faint glance at Xiaoyan, and laughed strangely. This cunning guy, is it too early to be unprofitable? Hearing the words of the demon realm boundary master, Xiaoyan's eyelids twitched slightly. His strength is already the strongest at the center of the demon realm. Such remarks are clearly a conspiracy. And the space just now was weird. It didn't look like the center of the demon world. And they had the guidance of the demon emperor. In the center of the entire demon world, the only person who could stabilize the demon emperor was the guy in front of him. The space just now is in my belly. I just want to test a few. If you can't decipher and gain insight into the mystery, I'm afraid you don't need to do the next thing. The demon realm boundary lord spoke lightly, as if his eyes were on Kalen from beginning to end. To be precise, it is the 10-colored snake spirit on the shoulders of Kalen. Since coming to this mountain peak, the snake pupils of the 10-colored snake spirit have suddenly turned hideous, and they have been staring at the demon world boundary lord in front of them, with a violent murderous aura. It seems that there was a fierce confrontation between the two, but due to the incomplete inheritance of the memory of the 10-colored snake spirit, it is impossible to pass this information to Kalen. What are your plans? At this time, Kalen restrained the hostility of the 10-colored snake spirit, and then raised her eyebrows lightly. It's been a long time since I heard that the Lord of Xiaoyu is very powerful, and he has defeated the evil gods of the evil race from outside the territory several times. In addition to our demon world, it is based on strength. It's a great blessing in life to fight against the strong. It's better for us to fight. The demon realm boundary said with a faint smile, but the meaning behind him was very clear. Sir Xiaoyan, be careful. The demon realm is not only powerful, but no one knows what kind of beast it is. There have been rumors in the demon world that all the powerhouses who have played against the demon world master seem to have stolen their martial arts and fighting skills. This guy is not only strong, but also weird. Tianjiao said with a gloomy expression on his face. Okay, I promise you. However, in this kind of competition, you naturally need chips. Xiaoyan frowned, although he had some concerns, but for now, this is probably the only way to do it. After all, even if the Demon Emperor is here with the strength of all of them, without the acquiescence of the Demon Realm World Lords nodding in acquiescence, they would not be able to flood into the homeland of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python. The strength of the Demon World Master is really too powerful. I won't use all my strength. You take my 3 moves. After success, you will hand over to the entrance of Shikai Tianshan Python's hometown. Otherwise, please give me the power of Shikai Tianshan Python. This kind of divine object of heaven and earth, in the hands of mortals, is nothing but a waste of heaven and earth. Between the smiles, a majestic and domineering aura swept out without concealment, causing the whole world to tremble. Obviously, the power of the 10-color swallowing python is the ultimate goal of the Demon World Master. Half-step 8-fold reincarnation level? At this moment, the blood of Tianjiao instantly solidified, trembling and losing his voice. Okay, it's up to you. When Xiaoyan heard this, his eyes were also full of majestic aura. Although this kind of thing seems crazy, Xiaoyan has his own plans. Relying on the strength of the 6th layer reincarnation, and forcibly taking the 3 moves of the 8th layer reincarnation powerhouse, in this situation, I am afraid it will be a battle of life and death. But in order to enter the homeland of Shikai's swallowing python, in order to solve the matter in Kalen's body, I'm afraid I can only bite the bullet. Please remember this book's first domain name. Mobile version reading website. Continuing from the previous episode 2599. Fighting the Sky God. Yan Emperor novel Cool Notes. Find the latest chapter. No, it's too dangerous to do this. I will never allow you to do this. Hearing Xiaoyan agree so decisively, Kai Lin's eyes were cold. Her wrist was pulling Xiaoyan's arm, her tone was stern, and she directly refused the 3-stroke contract she promised. Judging from the strength of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python in the body and some cryptic movements of the 10-colored snake spirit, the power of the Demon Realm World Lord's half-step 8-fold reincarnation rank is definitely countless times stronger than the normal 8-fold reincarnation rank. Although Xiaoyan is very talented, but if he wants to take over the opponent's 3 moves, the price he needs to pay is too huge. If this act is to solve the power of the 10-colored swallowing python in his body, he needs to go through life and death with Xiaoyan again, and Kalen would rather not come to the demon world. Don't worry, I can handle it. Xiaoyan smiled lightly, and did not refute Kalen, but stretched out his broad palm and gently stroked the latter's hair, the meaning of which was very clear. He naturally knew that there was a crisis-ridden situation in front of him, but now there was no other way. Even the Demon Emperor couldn't stop the Demon Realm's greed for the power of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python, and now there is no one here who can stop it. If the 3-stroke agreement is successful, then everyone will be very happy. If he loses, what's the harm in giving him the power of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python? However, since Xiaoyan said this, he must not be an arrogant person. For a while, Kai Lin could only bite his silver teeth lightly, looking at him with some hesitation. If this guy in the demon world insists on fighting to the death, Kalen wouldn't mind detonating the power of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python here again. Although the price would make her and the 10-colored sky-swallowing python's final power completely destroyed, but that's also true. The last backhand. Since you are a descendant of the Xiao family, don't say that I rely on the old and sell the old, and I will use 30%, 50%, and 70% of my power respectively. And don't worry. As long as you voluntarily admit defeat, I will protect you. Safe. The Demon Realm Boundary Master stared at Xiaoyan for a moment with deep eyes, and couldn't help shaking his head. Now in the Great World, Xiaoyan's name can be said to be resounding throughout the sky. Whether it is his illustrious achievements against the evil god-level powerhouses of the evil race outside the realm, or the news that he has multiple holy flames, there are definitely not a few powerhouses who know about him. However, no one was able to touch or kill him, making it difficult for him. After all, not to mention his current 6th reincarnation level strength, behind him is the first race of the Great Thousand World whose life and death are unknown, the Shao clan. After hesitating for a moment, the Demon Realm Boundary Master could only speak helplessly. His purpose was to gain the power of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python on Kalen, so that he could break through the strange seal at the entrance of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python in front of him, enter it, and completely control it. The true power of the 10-colored sky-swallowing python has stepped into the real 8-fold reincarnation, and even in the legend, only the king of beasts in the entire demon world has reached the highest level. 9-fold reincarnation level, and even the god of war. With that kind of attraction, it was indeed able to make the Demon Realm Boundary Master deliberately embarrass Xiao Yan. Okay, it's up to you, let's get started. After some preparations, Xiao Yan spoke. Obviously, the identity of the descendants of the Shao clan has already made the Demon Realm Boundary Lord a little afraid. He didn't dare to asterisk it out, so he could only set up this game to asterisk the power of the 10-colored swallowing python, which could be said to save face for Xiao Yan, a descendant of the Shao clan. This mountain has a lot of restrictions. You can use your power with confidence, you can step back a little. After the Demon World Boundary Master finished speaking, his originally lazy eyes suddenly filled with a sharp and domineering arrogance, and there were countless lights and shadows looming over his body and skin. In those lights and shadows, there are vaguely beasts shaking, running, and an invisible pressure that permeates the top of the entire mountain. This guy's body. What kind of ancient monster is it? Novel Xiao Yan's whole body is surrounded by holy flames, and the 6-layer reincarnation level strength and 7 holy flames are rising, and there is no trace of energy fluctuations between the beauty and beauty. It seems that the power of the 6th reincarnation rank is still suppressed by this mountain. In the depths of the mountain, there is a domineering arrogance of the King of Heaven and Earth originating from the ancient times, sweeping out. 7 kinds of holy flames, 6-layer reincarnation level strength, really extraordinary. In the mountain peak, there were bursts of angry beasts' roaring sounds, and the Demon Realm World Lord smiled gloomily and stepped out. Suddenly the entire space of the world suddenly solidified, and a terrifying domineering that made the scalp numb, spread in all directions. On the palm of his hand, a green demonic aura suddenly filled the air, and then the palm waved and swept into the mountain peak. With the appearance of this scene, the entire mountain suddenly trembled lightly, and an invisible dark energy, like a giant dragon spitting beads, suddenly spewed out from the bottom of the mountain. Kalen and Tianjiao Shuehu were keenly aware, and suddenly discovered that the mountain had turned into a sharp blade, with dark energy surging, breaking through layers of rocks and forests, forming a sharp whistling chi sword, facing Xiao Yan's throat. Go! This seemingly unremarkable blow is not difficult to find after careful inspection. There is some kind of extremely domineering aura in this attack. Judging from the fighting skills controlled by Xiao Yan, the latter cannot be avoided at all. That is to say, this first move contains 30% of the power of the Demon Realm World Lord's attack. Xiao Yan must resist it. No power can remove this domineering attack. Boom! At this moment, Xiao Yan did not have any extra moves. The power of reincarnation in his body, the power of holy flame and other powers emerged together. With the appearance of the Demon Emperor, the 2 golden giant shadows of the immortal golden body stepped out in one step, directly shaking the ground of the entire mountain. Go down a few meters. Bang! Deafening thunderous roars gushed out from the ground of the mountain, and countless violent energy ripples dripped everywhere. The true inheritance of one of the 9 dragon kings of the Dragon Clan. Looking at Xiao Yan, who was slowly walking out of the smoke, the Demon Realm Boundary Master was not surprised, but he still looked at the latter with a blank expression and spoke slowly. Xiao Yan actually obtained the true inheritance of one of the 9 dragon kings of the Dragon Clan, which really surprised him. But among the Dragon Clan, apart from the few people in the 9 great dragon kings, other strong people are not his opponents. The first move, fall. The Demon Realm Lord, you can use the second move. Xiao Yan kept urging the blood of the Golden Dragon King in his body, and the power of Sheng Yan calmed the restlessness in his body. The blow just now contained only 30% of its power, but it suddenly devoured the immortal golden body and the demon emperor in an instant. If it wasn't for the golden dragon king's dragon blood quenching his body, which allowed Xiao Yan to reach the 6th level of the dragon god transformation, and his body completely transformed, I am afraid that this simple blow would have severely injured himself. A madman, a madman. At this moment there was a twitch on the face of Tianjiao Shuehu, who was standing quietly beside him. With the strength of the 6th layer reincarnation rank, he challenged the demon world master of the half-step and 8th layer reincarnation rank. Such courage are worthy of his true crawl. Not to mention that the demon realm boundary master's attack, which contained the dark power of the mountain's demon spirit, was actually resisted by Xiao Yan, with the strength of his body. The battle between the two in front of them may really be called a battle of genius. The battle between the descendants of the Xiao clan, and the strongest person recognized by the center of the demon world. Not only here, but even in some distant places from this mountain, there are also many figures quietly watching every move here. Those places are clearly subordinate to the central territory of the demon world. For the convenience of reading next time, you can click the favorite below to record this time. Chapter 2615, The Battle of Tianjiao, the first move. The reading record, you can see it next time you open the bookshelf. If you like Fighting the Heavens God, Yandy, please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis.